Now I'll make you see how to make actually anything with clay. In clay, the basic thing is like, so you're making jewelry with clay, so the basic and the most important is clay for you. First, whatever you do, the clay setting should be proper. I mean, like the texture of it and basically the texture of it should be fine. In such a case, what you do is like, see, now you took the clay. I have this clay with me, but then if I press it or do anything, this is very hard for me, and then it is not actually getting bent. So this is not the correct form of clay which I'm supposed to work with. So the thing I'll do is I'll dip it in water and then I'll keep it for some time like this, so that it will form into a form where I can mold it into shapes and whatever I can do with that. The clay now I've taken is like, see, it's bending, it's in the place and it's in the form. But if I work with this clay, I can make it into whatever things I want. So I'm taking a bit of this right now, and now I've taken a bit of the clay, and next this is like processed clay. So I'll work with this in future. So I suggest you keep it in a cloth so that air is not exposed to it, so that it doesn't get hard. And now I'll show you a simple and the most basic thing in terracotta. I'll show you a small round, and it's also a bead. I'll show you how to make it first of all. Take a small amount of clay and then start making a round, making a bead. So now I'm done with this, and I'm just keeping this side. So now I have done one bead. If I want some 20 beads of equal size, then it will be difficult for me to take equal amounts of clay with my hand and then make beads. So I suggest, you're making beads for this form of necklace, then I suggest make this into a round and then press it in such a way that it will become cylindrical. And now use your knife and then always clean it before using. Cut it into, I'm cutting the edges so that the cylindrical is even, and now I'm making it into small portions. So now I have cut 3, and then I'll start making these into small rounds. You should be enough patient while making these beads, because all the rounds should be like, they should look like rounds. And always do remember, if you want to make a ball of this size, the final product of the bead should be of this size, then make sure you make the bead little bit bigger, so that after baking it shrinks a bit. Then I'm going to show you how to make a hole to it, so that it enters into a wire or whatever it is, whatever form of medium you use to make it into a small chain. While making a bead, the thing you're supposed to have is, this is double-sided tool, and especially like this is the one which you're supposed to use it there. And then for making holes into the beads, the holes or any impressions, whatever you make sure that as soon as you make the bead, don't start and don't head up making the beads, because it will be still in moist condition, and then even though when you hold it, it will be in such a way that the shape will be deformed. The original shape won't be there. So I suggest you, if you're making some beads all together, if you're making 10 beads, first make the 10 beads and then come to the first bead and then start making hole into it. Or then leave it for something around some 5 minutes or 4 minutes, so that it takes its form, and then you start making the bead, a hole to it. Now I took the bead and I have my tool here. Please be sure that you keep it exactly in the middle of the bead. See, I'm keeping it exactly in the middle, and I'm just pressing it down. I'm just letting the tool go down, and then I'm just rotating it around turn the bead to the other side. The thing here is like, I told you, like if you're going to make holes straight away after you make the bead, the shape of this may be deformed. But then if you leave it for a long amount of time, then it will get so hard that you cannot make hole into it. I'm going to show you this. See, this is like, this product I have made it. But then see, now I cannot make hole into it. I didn't bake it. It's just the made product. It gets hardened. So I suggest you make the hole in a proper amount of time after you make the shape. And one more aspect is like, see, you're making the hole now. If you want to make it a bit bigger, then I suggest this tool is having only this much amount of width. So I suggest you to use head pin. I want to show you one more bead with this. Basically the name of the bead is like, it's called amla bead because it resembles amla. The thing you do is you take your knife, first clean it as I clean it right now, and then start making impressions. You're supposed to start your tool from the top and then let it go till the end like that. Make your four sides first. Make sure while keeping impressions, it should not be so hard. At the same time, it should not be so soft that the impression is not visible. And it should not be so hard that the piece gets broken off. So I'm done with my amla now, and some mud has come into the middle. So I'm using my tool again, and then I'm just getting out. Now I'm going to show you one more thing. That is basically a button. The button will be used here. I have this jhumka with me. The top one which is there is called button. So now how to make it is like, I'm making a small round and then I'm keeping it over here, and then I'm just pressing little bit. And I'm able to see small cracks at the end. So the thing I use it is like, I'm just taking a drop of water and then do not use too much of water while making the jewelry. The effects of it will be shown after baking is done. You can do actually lots of designs on this button, but then I want to show you a design where you have the same tool again with you. Start making small holes. And then start doing this and then finish it entirely. At the end I'll show you the finished one. So now I'm done with this. So this is button with small holes pierced on it. And then I'm going to show you one more bead wherein you have taken a small round, and then on this round press it like this. Press it, and I'm using the surface here just to make this. To make this into a bead, I'm just making a hole in between. For these impressions, the best part is like you can use your pen refills and everything, this is like quite easily available. So the thing you'll do is and the next thing I'm going to show is, I'm going to show you a small cylinder which can be used in chains and necklaces. Suppose you have a budget wherein like you're supposed to make the necklace in some amount of budget which is less for you. So making beads is like, it will not fill the chain. So if you make the cylinder and then keep it in the chain, it will reduce the effort of your doing, and so you can reduce the cost of it. Make a round and then make a cylinder. Cut it at two edges. Tap it to the surface. Now for keeping the hole, this is a bit long, so you are supposed to be a bit careful while making this. So now if you want to make this pendant, you're supposed to make these beads ready first. I'm going to tell you how to attach these beads to the pendant, which is like important thing in the process. So now we have a bead here. For attaching the bead to the pendant, we need loops. To make loops, we need nichrome wire. Why do we need only nichrome wire? Maybe that is the question, and maybe I can use any metal wire which is of this thickness. No, but you're supposed to use nichrome wire. After the product is done, we are going to bake it. Baking is almost like, see how the potters bake it. It will be around greater than 1000 degrees centigrade. So the temperature can only, nichrome wire can only withstand such temperatures. So it's must to use nichrome wire, or else any other wire in case you know which can withstand the temperature of 1000 degrees centigrade. More than that is fine. If you want to buy this nichrome wire, then maybe it is available in electrical shops, but then if you ask them nichrome wire, people are like, they look at you on a blank face. We suggest you ask them like the one wire which is used in heaters. So then they'll give you this wire. But then if you contact any professionals, then they can give you this form of wire which is flexible to use. So now you're going to make U-loop. So to make U-loop, you require flat nose plier. This is flat nose plier which has the surface a bit flattened. So use this and always hold the plier like this. Always hold the plier like this. It is comfortable. Then you keep it, you just at the start, you'll bend it like this. And then this is done. Use your cutter. And then we have got the loop ready. And then also we have another thing called as connectors. Connectors are just straight. And there is one more thing called eye loop. For eye loop, we need round nose plier. Round nose plier, just make a small round and then cut it. So now we have three loops. This is U loop, this is connector, and this is eye loop. So now I'll tell you, suppose see, this pendant has got these beads moving, like these are hanging. So this is one type of arrangement. And another one is like, see, this has got beads attached to it and these are not moving. So for this type of arrangement, we are supposed to use connectors. And for this type, we are supposed to use U-loops. I'm going to show you how to do that. Always use tweezer for that. It is comfortable. For tweezer, insert another U-loop into this. And then suppose this is your locket for example. And then see, this is moving, right? But then don't play with this right now because it is not yet set and the loop will fall. And then how to work with connectors. I'm making one more small bead. I have a small bead here. And then I'm just inserting the connector into this. And then I'm just inserting into this. So you can see this bead moving and this is not. That is the difference between U-loops and the connector. So here we are done with the beads and then connecting the beads to the pendants. You can make various shapes. I'm just letting you know how to make the various shapes and how to make them. And then for the beads to be dried, it takes almost 24 to 36 hours, and then keep them just in a normal room temperature, and then you can start doing anything with this. I'm done with this session right now, and do visit my page Art and Craft at Hobby Hub on FB.